When you grow old, 9 signs that you should end every contact, even it is your family or a friend. As we grow older, our priorities shift. Life teaches us that not every connection is meant to last, and that's okay. At this stage, preserving your peace, joy, and emotional well being should take precedence over clinging to relationships that no longer serve you. Here are 9 signs that it might be time to let go of certain relationships, even if it's a family member or a lifelong friend. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. They take advantage of your generosity. As you grow older, your time, energy, and resources become more precious. You've spent a lifetime working hard, building relationships, and giving to those you care about. Generosity may have been one of your greatest strengths, offering help to family members, friends, or even acquaintances in times of need. But not everyone values or respects that kindness, and some may even exploit it. Think about the people in your life. Are there individuals who only seem to reach out when they need something? They might rarely ask how you're doing or take the time to visit, but they'll call the moment they need a favor. Perhaps they always have an excuse for not contributing or offering help in return. They claim they don't have the money or are too busy, yet you notice they seem to find time and resources for what matters to them. This can leave you feeling unappreciated, even used. The pain of realizing someone is taking advantage of your kindness is profound. It's not just about money, it's about feeling like your generosity is one sided, that your efforts to maintain a relationship are not reciprocated. This can happen even with family members or lifelong friends. It's particularly hurtful because the bond feels like it should be deeper, built on mutual care and respect. Generosity should be met with gratitude, not entitlement. If someone regularly expects you to give without offering anything in return, be it time, support, or even a simple thank you, it creates an imbalance in the relationship. It's emotionally draining and can lead to feelings of resentment or frustration. And at this stage in life, you deserve better than that. Letting go of people who exploit your generosity doesn't mean you stop being kind. It means you recognize your own worth and decide to invest your time and energy in relationships that are meaningful and reciprocal. It's about creating space for people who appreciate you, not just for what you can give, but for who you are. You've earned the right to enjoy the fruits of your hard work, to spend your day surrounded by people who bring joy and warmth into your life. Don't let anyone take that away from you. Trust your instincts, set boundaries, and remember that it's okay to say no. Protecting your peace and well-being is the greatest gift you can give yourself. 2, they bring conflict into your life. Conflict at any stage of life can be unsettling, but as we grow older, it becomes especially burdensome. The peace you've cultivated through decades of experience should not be disrupted by people who thrive on drama or discord. Yet, some individuals seem to carry conflict with them like a dark cloud, casting shadows over the harmony you've worked so hard to create. These people often argue over trivial matters, turning small misunderstandings into battles. They are quick to take offense and slow to forgive, holding grudges that weigh on the relationship like an anchor. Even more troubling, they may try to drag you into their disputes with others, forcing you to take sides in conflicts that have nothing to do with you. In doing so, they undermine your sense of stability, making you feel like a pawn in their endless game of turmoil. Conflict itself isn't always bad. Sometimes it can bring growth or clarity. But the type of conflict these individuals create is rarely constructive. It's about control, self-righteousness, or an inability to let go of their own insecurities. They may argue not to find solutions, but to assert dominance, proving they are right at the expense of everyone else's peace. Their inability to handle disagreements maturely often leads to cycles of tension that leave everyone involved feeling drained and resentful. At this stage in life, You've likely learned that true relationships are built on understanding and compromise, not on constant opposition. You've earned the wisdom to recognize when someone's behavior is no longer worth the toll it takes on your emotional well being. Being around someone who brings persistent conflict into your life can leave you feeling stressed, frustrated, or even unappreciated. Emotions that take away from the joy and fulfillment you deserve. Choosing to step back from these relationships is not an act of bitterness, it's an act of self preservation. It's about valuing your peace above someone else's need for chaos. When you let go of those who bring unnecessary conflict, you create space for relationships that nourish your soul, connections that are calm, respectful, and enriching. Life is too short, and time is too precious to waste on endless battles that serve no purpose. Protect your peace as fiercely as you've protected those you love over the years. You deserve to spend this chapter of your life surrounded by harmony, laughter, and people who lift you up, not weigh you down. Letting go of conflict isn't giving up. It's choosing yourself and the tranquility you've earned. 3. They dismiss your feelings. One of the deepest desires we carry through life is to be heard and understood. It's not just about having someone listen to your words. It's about feeling that your emotions, your experiences, and your perspective truly matter to them. But sometimes, even with people we've known for years, this fundamental need for validation goes unmet. Some individuals dismiss your feelings, whether consciously or not, leaving you feeling unseen and unimportant. Perhaps you've tried to share something that weighed heavily on your heart, a memory, a worry, or even a joy, only to have it brushed aside with a quick remark. They might say, "Oh, don't worry about it," or "You're overthinking things." While they may think they're offering reassurance, what they're really doing is invalidating your emotions. Over time, these small dismissals can add up, making you question whether it's worth opening up at all. It's especially painful when the person dismissing your feelings is someone you've trusted deeply, a family member or a longtime friend. Their inability to acknowledge your emotions can make you feel as if your experiences are insignificant, as if you're asking too much by simply wanting to be heard. This is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their inability to truly connect. At this stage in life, you've weathered storms and celebrated triumphs that have shaped you into the person you are today. Your feelings are the echoes of those experiences, and they deserve respect. Being around someone who habitually dismisses your emotions can be draining, even damaging to your self worth. It can leave you feeling isolated, as if the depth of your life's journey is too much for them to grasp. Letting go of relationships like these isn't about anger or blame. It's about protecting your heart. You deserve to spend your time with people who lean in when you speak, who listen not just with their ears, but with their hearts. These are the people who affirm your value by making space for your thoughts and feelings, who remind you that your voice matters. Choosing to step back from someone who dismisses your emotions isn't easy, especially when history and loyalty are involved. But it's a necessary act of self care, one that opens the door to relationships where you feel truly seen and appreciated. In the end, the connections that nourish your spirit are the ones worth keeping. They're the ones that remind you you are and always have been enough. 4. They push their beliefs onto you. As the years pass, we learn to embrace differences. Life is rich because people see the world in diverse ways, whether it's through their politics, religion, or personal values. However, not everyone respects this diversity. Some people insist on imposing their beliefs on others, unable to see that acceptance, not conversion, is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. These individuals might preach endlessly about their opinions, dismissing any perspective that doesn't align with their own. They may pressure you to agree with their views, making you feel as though your beliefs are invalid or unworthy of consideration. Conversations with them often turn into debates, and even when you try to remain neutral or disengaged, they interpret your silence as opposition. At this stage in life, you've likely developed a clear sense of what you value and believe. You've weathered enough storms to know that differences don't need to divide people. They can actually deepen understanding. But when someone refuses to respect your individuality, it creates unnecessary tension. It's not just exhausting, it's deeply discouraging to feel that someone values being right over nurturing a connection with you. Letting go of these relationships isn't about rejecting someone's beliefs, it's about honoring your peace. It's about choosing to surround yourself with people who accept you as you are without trying to reshape you into their image. Life is too precious to spend it defending your values to someone who refuses to listen. Seek out relationships that celebrate your uniqueness rather than challenge it. 5. Being around them feels draining. Not all relationships are built to last a lifetime. Over the years, people change, priorities shift, and what once brought joy can sometimes begin to feel like a burden. Have you ever noticed that after spending time with certain people, you feel exhausted instead of uplifted? It's not always something you can pinpoint. Perhaps it's their negativity, their constant demands, or even just the absence of meaningful connection. Whatever the cause, this emotional drain is a signal that something in the relationship is no longer right. It's not about blaming them or yourself. Relationships are dynamic, and not all of them evolve in ways that nourish both parties. Some people may be unaware of the weight they bring into your life, but the impact is undeniable. It could be the way they overshadow your conversations with their own concerns, leaving no room for your thoughts. Or maybe it's their persistent negativity, where every silver lining is clouded by another complaint or criticism. Over time, this takes a toll, not just on your mood, but on your overall sense of well being. At this stage in life, your energy is precious. You've spent decades giving, helping, and supporting others, and you've earned the right to be selective about where you invest your time and attention. The people you choose to be around should make you feel lighter, not heavier. They should leave you with a sense of joy and connection, not a lingering fatigue. Letting go of someone who drains you doesn't mean you failed or that the relationship was a mistake. It simply means recognizing that your peace matters. It means choosing to honor yourself by surrounding yourself with the relationships that feel reciprocal, uplifting, and meaningful. The world is full of opportunities to build connections with those who genuinely value and energize you. By releasing relationships that no longer align with your emotional needs, you open the door to a life that is lighter, freer, and filled with the kind of love and support you truly deserve. At this point in your journey, your time and energy are gifts. Offer them to those who bring out the best in you and cherish the peace you've worked so hard to create. 6. They constantly complain without consideration. There's something deeply human about sharing our struggles. It creates connection and allows others to see our vulnerability, offering the chance to support and be supported in return. But not everyone approaches this with the same sense of balance or reciprocity. Some people see relationships not as a mutual exchange, but as a one-way outlet for their grievances. Over time, these individuals turn every conversation into a platform for their complaints, leaving you feeling drained and unseen. At first, you may listen with empathy, offering comfort and advice as any caring person would. But as the pattern repeats, it becomes clear that their complaints aren't just occasional, they're constant. They don't come to you seeking solutions or meaningful conversation. Instead, they unload their negativity without pause, without consideration for how it impacts your emotional well-being. It's as though they see you not as a person with your own burdens, but as a vessel to absorb theirs. What's more, these individuals rarely, if ever, take the time to ask how you're doing. They seem unaware that you might have your own struggles, challenges, and fears. Instead, the focus always remains on them, on their problems, their frustrations, their need for validation. It's an unbalanced dynamic that can leave you feeling invisible, as though your own emotional needs are secondary or worse, irrelevant. This isn't just emotionally exhausting, it's deeply unfair. Relationships are meant to be a source of mutual support and understanding, a place where both people can share their joys and sorrows in equal measure. When one person dominates the emotional space with constant complaints, it creates an environment where connection and growth become impossible. Letting go of someone who constantly complains without consideration is not about rejecting their struggles. It's about protecting your emotional health and acknowledging that your own feelings matter too. You've spent a lifetime building strength, navigating life's ups and downs, and finding your way through challenges. You deserve relationships that honor your resilience and offer you the same care and respect you give to others. It's okay to step back. It's okay to say, I need space. By doing so, you're not being selfish. You're reclaiming your right to a balanced and fulfilling life. You're making room for relationships that nurture your spirit, relationships where your voice is heard, your feelings are valued, and your presence is truly appreciated. At this stage in life, prioritizing your peace isn't just a choice, it's a gift you give to yourself, and you've more than earned it. 7. They don't keep their promises. Promises are not just words, they are a bond, a commitment, and a reflection of respect in any relationship. When someone says they will do something, they are offering you their trust and reliability. At this stage in life, where time and trust have become even more precious, broken promises carry a weight that is difficult to overlook. Perhaps you've experienced this. A friend or family member assures you they'll call, visit, or help with something important, but they don't follow through. It might happen once or twice, and you brush it off as a misunderstanding or a busy schedule. But when this behavior becomes a pattern, when someone repeatedly fails to honor their commitments, it sends a clear message that your time and trust are not valued. This lack of follow through can leave you feeling unimportant, frustrated, and even disrespected. It's not just the inconvenience of rearranged plans or unmet expectations. It's the deeper realization that the relationship lacks the reliability and mutual respect you deserve. Broken promises erode the foundation of trust that healthy connections are built upon, leaving behind doubt and disappointment. At your age, you've likely been on both sides of promises, keeping them and perhaps at times unintentionally breaking them. But you understand the importance of trying, of acknowledging when you fall short, and of making things right. That effort is what distinguishes someone who values the relationship from someone who does not. When someone habitually breaks their promises without remorse or an attempt to change, it's a sign that the relationship has become unbalanced. Letting go of such relationships is not an easy decision, especially if they involve people you've known for years or care deeply about. But it's also a way to reclaim your peace and prioritize your well-being. By stepping away from those who treat your time and trust casually, you make space for relationships that honor and nurture those qualities. You deserve to be surrounded by people who keep their word, not out of obligation, but because they value you and the connection you share. Trust is a gift, and it should be given to those who prove they are worthy of it. Let go of the weight of broken promises and embrace the freedom of choosing relationships built on mutual respect and sincerity. After all, your time is far too valuable to be spent waiting for promises that were never meant to be kept. 8. They relive the same problems without growth. Life is a journey of growth, a series of lessons that shape us, refine us, and guide us toward becoming our best selves. Along the way, it's natural to encounter challenges, to stumble, and to carry worries that weigh us down. But some people never seem to move beyond their struggles. They relive the same problems over and over, refusing to take steps toward resolution. And in doing so, they trap themselves and often those around them in a cycle of negativity. You may have someone in your life like this, a person who constantly revisits the same worries or conflicts, sharing the same stories of disappointment without ever seeking a way forward. At first, you might have offered advice, listening patiently, and offering solutions. But over time, you've likely noticed that they aren't interested in change. They aren't seeking guidance, they're seeking an outlet. And no matter how much time or emotional energy you invest, nothing changes. This pattern can be deeply draining. It's not just the repetition that wears on you, it's the feeling of helplessness, knowing that no matter what you say or do, they remain stuck in the same place. It's frustrating to watch someone refuse to take responsibility for their own growth, especially when they pull you into their endless cycle of despair. At this stage in life, you've likely faced your share of hardships and you've learned the value of resilience and moving forward. You know that while pain and struggle are inevitable, staying stuck is a choice. It's not your responsibility to carry someone who refuses to walk, nor is it your duty to sacrifice your peace for their unwillingness to change. Letting go of these relationships doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you recognize that your energy is better spent on connections that inspire growth, mutual support, and shared joy. By stepping away, you give yourself permission to focus on your own journey and to surround yourself with people who are willing to grow alongside you. You deserve of relationships that lift you up, that challenge you to be better, and that celebrate the progress you've made. It's not selfish to prioritize your well-being. It's a testament to the life you've built and the peace you've worked so hard to protect. Leave behind those who choose stagnation and embrace those who, like you, are always striving for more. 9. They are arrogant or boastful. Humility is a virtue that deepens connections, fosters understanding, and creates space for meaningful relationships. Unfortunately, not everyone embraces this quality. Some individuals constantly boast about their achievements, inflate their importance, or speak condescendingly to others. Their arrogance can make conversations feel one-sided, turning what should be a meaningful exchange into a performance centered solely on them. You may have encountered people like this, those who dominate discussions with tales of their past successes or exaggerated accomplishments. They rarely express interest in your experiences or perspectives and often dismiss others' achievements as insignificant compared to their own. Over time, such behavior can create a sense of imbalance and even resentment, as their arrogance leaves little room for genuine connection or mutual respect. What makes this especially disheartening is that boasting often stems from insecurity. People who feel the need to constantly highlight their accomplishments are often masking deeper fears or inadequacies. While it's natural to empathize with their struggles, it's equally important to recognize the toll their behavior can take on your emotional well-being. Their inability to share conversations equally or celebrate others' successes diminishes the joy and connection that should define relationships. Walking away from relationships with arrogant individuals isn't about judgment. It's about valuing humility and kindness in your life. You've earned the right to surround yourself with people who respect and uplift you, who share conversations rather than monopolize them, and who understand that true worth lies in how we treat others, not in how loudly we proclaim our accomplishments. By stepping back from boastful or arrogant relationships, you create space for connections rooted in authenticity, mutual respect, and genuine care. These are the relationships that enrich your life, offering not only companionship, but also a sense of shared humanity that brings true fulfillment. Conclusion: protecting your peace, choosing your happiness. As you journey through this chapter of life, you carry with you the wisdom of years lived and lessons learned. You've come to understand the profound truth that not all relationships are meant to last forever. Some are fleeting, others are transformative, and a few are enduring. But each one shapes you in its own way. Now, your priority is not to cling to every connection, but to cultivate the ones that bring light, love, and harmony into your life. Letting go of certain relationships doesn't mean you're selfish or unkind. It means you've grown to value your peace, your time, and your emotional well being. Walking away from people who take more than they give, who dismiss your worth, or who weigh you down with negativity is an act of self preservation, not cruelty. It's a way of honoring the life you've built and the happiness you deserve. Remember, not every goodbye has to be bitter. Sometimes it's a quiet acknowledgement that the paths you and another person are walking no longer align. It's okay to release them with gratitude for the moments you shared and hope that they find their own peace. By doing so, you create space in your life for the people who truly see you, value you, and cherish the unique presence you bring to their world. At this stage, your life is a treasure, a collection of memories, achievements, and wisdom. Surround yourself with those who appreciate the richness of your story, who make you laugh, who bring you comfort, and who remind you of the beauty in the days ahead. You've earned the right to live with joy and without compromise. Protect your heart, cherish your peace, and choose happiness without hesitation. Because in the end, the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you cultivate with yourself. Respect it, nurture it, and let it guide you toward the people and moments that make life truly meaningful. You've given so much to others. Now is the time to give that same care and love to yourself. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.